And the warrior that Manny is, he's gonna be like, because I love to fight and I want to fight the best.
The attributes I have, the skill set I have, the youth is on my side. So it's my job just go in there, you use all of that again.
The 4 years layoff on boxing, like it's good for my body because I've been in boxing since I was 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, then continuous non-stop. So good for me, for my body to rest.
OscarDeLaHoya goes to see Manny Pacquiao and trains with him before the fight with Mario Barrios. He says that Pacquiao is a great boxer. He says that's exactly why Pacquiao is coming back at this age. He still has the drive, skill, and heart to fight seriously.
I wish him all the best.
Quadra, I love him.
Can you do it?
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend,
Some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
OscarDeLaHoya says Manny Pacquiao is coming on strong and is proving to be very strong and determined despite his age. Manny is ready to fight tough opponents because he trains hard and stays focused.
Here's what OscarDeLaHoya would ask Manny Pacquiao if he got the chance to interview him.
I would ask a simple question. And please, Manny, tell me the truth. Why? That's it. That's it. Why? Why are you coming back? And the warrior that Manny is, he's gonna be like, because I love to fight and I want to fight the best. And I've been watching boring fights and I want to come back and give a show against Barrios, who's a world champion. That's a true legend for you.
A boxer of Manny Pacquiao's caliber, Oscar thinks his comeback will be strong and impressive, showing off his legendary fighting spirit and hunger for victory. Even when someone isn't in the spotlight, their love for fighting never goes away. Manny's desire to fight has only grown stronger.
I'm coming back because, like I said, boxing is always my passion, and I miss boxing for how many years? All years I stopped boxing. I always thinking boxing, and even in my house I have a boxing ring, boxing gym, and I always work out every day, like playing basketball, playing badminton. So I really love exercise and I really miss boxing.
Strong attachment to the sport is a big part of why he has decided to return now, believing that he still has the strength and skill to compete at a high level. Even though his age is often talked about, it hasn't changed how hard he hits or how fast he moves. In this case, power and drive are timeless. Pacquiao's return isn't just about one fight. It's also a sign of bigger plans for the future.
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys.
We'll see. I always I gonna say after this I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, we can see, we can talk like.
Has made it clear that he is ready for more challenges, even though Mario Barrios is his main goal right now. Once this fight ends, his approach is measured and strategic. He plans to take things step by step, focusing fully on each fight as it comes, rather than rushing into multiple matchups at once. This discipline.
It actually took a very tough beating to get me out of the sport. Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he beat the hell out of me. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then I would be ready to hit him, and he would be wide open, and I couldn't pull the trigger. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
I wouldn't have loved to fight Pacquiao again because he kicked my ass. Sorry. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
You know what? So you had enough of Pacquiao is what you're saying.
Oh, trust me. Right when I walked into the ring, I had enough of Pacquiao.
You thought that when you got in the ring?
Oh, well, Rich, this documentary, my gosh, it's sad too at the end because it shows the whole Pacquiao situation. I was getting beat up in training camp when preparing for Pacquiao. So I knew that was the end already for me because Pacquiao was just coming up.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was like the star in the making, but what really screwed up my whole training for that fight was I started drinking heavy during training camp, and nobody knew. Oh yeah. I mean, it gets so I was literally a dead man walking into the ring.
Disciplined attitude shows his respect for the sport and the opponents he faces, reflecting on his past encounters. With Pacquiao, OscarDeLaHoya offers candid views into the sheer force Manny brought to the ring. Oscar admits that during their fight, Manny dominated relentlessly, leaving him unable to mount an effective defense. The power and precision Pacquiao exhibited were overwhelming, and Oscar's admission highlights the renowned fighter's skill and tenacity.
First of all, he's younger than you, he's faster, he's strong. I had to lose, instead of gain weight, I had to lose like 10 pounds to fight in his weight class. And that drained my body at my age. So I literally was like a walking zombie when I walked into the ring. I was out of it. I lost so much weight. I lost a lot of muscle, and it was one of those moments where my pride got the best of me, you know? Yeah. In the first round, after I sat down in the corner, I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, here we go. Like, I have to take like 12 rounds of this, you know, until like the 9th round, my corner called it and said, that's it. He's punishing you too much. Like, I never received that much punishment in my life. And they were like, I think my brother or somebody just said, that's it. It's over.
A testament to Pacquiao's enduring ability, that his impact on opponents stays unforgettable at the time of their clash. The physical interactions between Oscar and Manny were quite different from what one might expect. Oscar was clearly the bigger man, and meet Pacquiao in the ring, he had to undergo significant weight loss. This effort underscores the physical challenges and adjustments fighters make for elite competition, and it further stresses how Pacquiao, despite being smaller, leveraged speed, skill.
His country did try to stop that fight from happening.
Why?
Because the weight difference.
Oh, they were concerned his safety.
Yeah, but the reason that fight happened is because when I was training Oscar, his 106-pounder was training at the same gym as us, Calderon. Calderon gives him a beating. Oscar, I said, what's wrong? He says, well, he's small and he's a southpaw and he's really quick, Freddie. So then Bob Arum had just called me up and asked me if we wanted to fight Oscar with Pacquiao, and I said, no, he's too big, and I hung the phone up. And about 2 in the morning, I'm thinking about the fight in the sparring with the little guy who's a southpaw and really fast, like Manny Pacquiao. And I said, 2 o'clock in the morning, I picked the phone up and I called Bob Arum. I said, Bob, make that fight happen. He says, you sure? I says, 100%, yes.
Just based off that sparring session?
Yes.
Empowered to overcome size disadvantage. Freddie Roach, Pacquiao's longtime trainer, initially worried about arranging the fight between Manny and Oscar, concerned about the size gap. Freddie doubted if it would be a fair or safe matchup. However, the result proved him wrong in the most emphatic way possible, as Manny's performance stunned critics and fans alike.
You're 30, he's 46, hasn't fought in 4 years. Like, in your mind, how do you see the fight going? How are you going to beat Manny, or what do you see yourself doing to him?
Yeah, no, I just had to use, all of that, like the, as busy as I've been in my career, the attributes I have, the skill set I have, the youth is on my side. So it's my job just go in there, use all of that again, just make sure, I still walk out holding that title.
Freddie's candid reflection adds another layer to the story, highlighting Pacquiao's exceptional ability to overcome perceived hurdles. Mario Barrios, representing the younger generation, approaches the upcoming fight with undeniable confidence. He acknowledges that youth gives him an edge in stamina and speed, traits he thinks will be decisive.
Now going with your experience of being a sparring mate with Manny Pacquiao, what was the biggest lesson that you learned?
Taught me what a world-class training camp looks like. I had to be at Manny's house at 5:30 a.m. because he will run at 6 a.m. Then we'll be in the gym at 12 p.m. Then he'll go to church in the evening. Even that, I'm he adds church to his training camp. That's insane. I would have never thought. You got to work with my idol. Imagine whoever you look up to right now, the person you look up to the most in this world, and then you end up working for 3 straight years. I remember having breakfast with my mom, damn, he's fucking sitting right there. That's crazy. It would still cross my head, it's insane.
This self-assurance is common among rising fighters eager to make their mark by facing veterans. Like Pacquiao, Barrios' mindset shows the natural dynamic between knowledge and youthful ambition in boxing. Manny's preparation for the fight is defined by meticulous planning and disciplined execution. His training camp follows a balanced regimen meant to sharpen his skills, maintain endurance, and build strength. Every practice
You don't hold your phone up in sparring. You don't bring a camera in to sparring. Guess what? We got footage of me and Manny sparring. We got footage of me and Manny Pacquiao sparring.
Leak it. No.
Yeah, right.
Let's get the
But it was understood. My dad said, I want me and my son to have this. And he and Freddie made an understanding. You can hold it, but I don't want anybody to ever see this, Ken. And nobody has ever seen a sparring session between me and Manny Pacquiao. It's just a code of ethics. I hate that they broke that code. Everybody in sport and boxing know the code. Tighten up.
Manny Pacquiao, I saw some footage or some images online where you were sparring him, and I've got to be honest, you gave him a very clean dig. And not many people can actually say they've landed good clean punches on Manny Pacquiao. He's a super fighter, very, very quick. What was it like to share the ring, even though it was only sparring, sharing the ring with Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, it was a blessing. Like, Manny Pacquiao himself is a legend. You know what I mean? Manny's a legend in boxing. And to be honest, I don't think I was, well, I know, I wasn't shell-shocked the first time we sparred. It was like I had something to prove.
I'm excited because I remember when my first fight here in America is in MGM against Ledwaba. That's June 23, 2001.
They couldn't pronounce your name, and now everybody knows your name. How does that feel? You've been holding 4 decades in boxing with everybody knowing your name. How does it feel to know that?
I'm happy. I'm thankful to the fans. Also to God, because without God I am nothing. I cannot accomplish all these things in life without the guidance and strength of God. So all glory to my God. But I'm sorry.
Which contemporary fighter do you most enjoy watching right now?
Out of the big time fighters now?
Yeah.
Pacquiao looks sensational his last fight. Oh, it's sensational. No fighter. And you as my witness, as any expert, no fighter looks more sensational than the Pacquiao looked the other night. No fighter, name a fighter looked more sensational than Manny Pacquiao did that the night he fought.
Let me sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather. How do I sneeze and say Floyd Mayweather?
All right, hey, listen. Then that shows that you're a neophyte in boxing. You know nothing about boxing.
Well, excuse me?
Because no.
What? I ain't hear you, Mike. What'd you say?
You don't know much about boxing.
Getting a little uncomfortable up here.
No one said who was better. I said there's nobody in boxing that fights now that looks sensational.
Sensational.
The way that Pacquiao did against Rio.
In other words,
This is purposeful, combining technical drills with conditioning work to ensure he stays at peak performance. This focused method showcases Pacquiao's commitment to delivering his best despite the years he's been away from competitive boxing. Sean Porter, a respected figure in the boxing community.
Hey, Fred's looking for a hug over here. Fred's looking for a hug. Fred, you know something?
Yeah, it's too early.
He looks familiar. Never too early for you.
Back to work again.
Keep me off the street. There's Raising Cane's poster boy. Fred, keep me off social media.
CBS Sports combat analyst Brian Campbell. Manny Pacquiao, the first and only 8-division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those 2 dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age.
Gives rare insights into the intensity of sparring sessions with Pacquiao. He reveals that Manny trains with such ferocity that no cameras are allowed, protecting the privacy of his preparation. The footage he holds captures the relentless effort Pacquiao puts into every punch, showing why many fighters hold him in such high regard even outside official matches. That's it for today's movie.